One of the reasons Yes has been so satisfying musically over the years is the drum work of Alan White. Steady, precise, inventive. He's one of the most proficient players performing today. And Rockline welcomes Mr. Alan White. Nice to have you here tonight.
Hi, how you doing?
One thing I want to ask you, your work with Yes is legendary. It obviously, we all know about that. What people may not know about is your work with the late John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band. How did you get involved, and what were those days like?
Those days were fantastic, actually. I mean, it was 69. I got a call from John Lennon himself asking me to play in Toronto with him the next day, right out the blue. He saw me in a club somewhere in London just playing with a local band. And basically that was the start of my career as a session musician. And he's just a fantastic person to work with. He knew exactly what he wanted to do all the time. And great leader.
And you were in the second Plastic Ono Band, too.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, you were on that album as well.
Yeah.
Something I asked Nick a little bit earlier was, do you feel that high technology has helped or hindered drummers over the past couple of years?
Actually, I think it's helped a lot. I agree with Nick. The thing is, I'm working on I always like the acoustic sound of drums, but I like to add to the drum kit those aspects that bring out a lot of the dimensions electronically too. And I'm currently working on a few different systems, like there's a new system coming out that I'm trying tomorrow called the Sound Chest out here. And I have some Dynacore drums from Germany, which are basically sample drum sounds, but with a digital sampling, it gives it a lot of power and adds to that kind of like acoustic drum sound, and you can get a lot of dimension to your kit outfit. So I'm really into it.
So you didn't go through a phase of techophobia or anything, thinking that, my God, we're going to be replaced in 15 years.
No way. I just use it.
Great. We're going to talk more with Alan White in just a moment. For right now, a song from 90125 by Yes on Rockline. This is Owner of a Lonely Heart. From 90125, Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, featuring Alan White on drums. We have a call from Toledo, the first for Alan tonight. It's Ray, listening to FM 104. What's on your mind tonight, Ray?
Oh, Alan, how you doing tonight?
Fine, how are you?
Pretty good. I'm listening to you on FM 104 here. And,
Yeah.
Your drum playing is so precise, just so intense. I was just curious, did you have formal lessons, or were you self-taught?
Well, my uncle got me inspired into kind of drumming when I was at the age of about 12 years old, and I had a few lessons and then realized that I wanted to take my own feel somewhere. So I was pretty much self-taught from an early age.
Boy, that's amazing. Nick was, too. You mentioned that earlier. Incredible. Does that take care of everything on your mind tonight, Ray?
Yeah, I just want to say you're a great player and keep on doing it good.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Ray. We appreciate it. We'll speak with Reese now in Dayton, Nevada, that is. Envy, I see. 105.7 KOZZ in Reno is our affiliate. And Reese, you're on the Rockline.
Hi.
Hi.
Alan, how did you first get involved with Yes? I had heard that you had only 3 days to learn everything for it.
That's right. I was actually a friend of the producer at that time, Eddie Offord, and we were sharing an apartment in London, and I actually went down and jammed on Siberian Khatru off the Close to the Edge album, just because Bill left early that night. Bill Bruford, he left. He wanted to do something else or something, so I jammed with them, and they liked the playing I was doing, so when Bill actually left a couple of days later, they got me down there and said, you better join the band. And I spent 3 days, and then I was on stage in Dallas, Texas, in front of 10,000 people.
Oh, goodness. And you said that you got a call from Lennon the day before for the play?
Yes,
it was career at it.
That's all that kind of instantaneous kind of jumping at the deep end.
I think the man can play. Thanks for the call, Reese. We'll talk with Scott now. He is in Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Our station is CFOX FM 99 in Vancouver. Hi, Scott.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Alan. I'm a real big fan.
Thank you.
I practice in 9125 almost daily on the drums. My question is, I'd like to know why you changed your artist for your covers. 9125 was really different album cover. And what?
Okay. Well, Roger Dean was kind of... We had a couple of years kind of lapsed over when the band was rethinking the idea of Yes, really. And in fact, we were going to call ourselves another name for a period of time. And we thought it was time for a change, basically. Even though Roger Dean is a fantastic artist and we all like his work, we needed to revamp the band and make a more modern kind of situation. So we used someone else.
Thanks for the call, Scott. You mentioned 90125. I understand there's a project forthcoming called 9012 Live.
That's right. It's a live... actually, it was shot in Canada, and it's the last two concerts of the last tour we did. And we put that together in a kind of now format, and I believe it's coming out in about two to 3 months. I'm not sure.
So not too far
on
away.
Cable, yeah.
Oh, great. Thanks, Scott. We appreciate it. We'll talk with Jeff now in Sacramento. KZAP is our station up there. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, hello. This is Jeff in Sacramento, otherwise known as Dr. Guitar. Good evening, Mr. White.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Real good. I've wanted to call you for about 10 years and say that, in my opinion, yes, and the music that you folks play is the most technical, musical, and well-arranged act that ever hit a stage in rock and roll.
What a statement. Thank you very much.
I got two questions for you. First of all, have you seen Steve Howe or Rick Wakeman lately?
Yes, well, it's been about a year since I saw Steve or Rick, actually. Steve actually lives in the same part of London as I do, in Hampstead, and I see him regularly driving his car past, and we wave and, chat and stuff like that. So, there's not any bad feeling between Steve and the rest of the band, really. And, Rick, well, he's always clowning around. We have the same accountancy still, so I meet him in there all the time. He's still as funny as ever.
And question number 2, Dr. Guitar.
Thank you, sir. The second question is, tell us the truth, Mr. White. Is your bass pedal foot, your right leg, really bionic? Do you just plug it in and let it flutter?
I just let it go. I think it's got something to do with having long toes.
Thank you, Dr. Guitar. We certainly appreciate it. We're going to play a song now that came out around Christmas time of 1981, and it features Chris Squire and Alan White. This is called Run with a Fox on Rockline. Alan White and Chris Squire, Run with the Fox. That was released only in the UK, correct?
Only in the UK, yes. I'd like to see it out over here, actually.
I would, too. Especially for Christmas time. That would sound fantastic. We try and play some things that you don't hear all the time, and I think that would qualify. About 4 years ago that came out. About 81, something like that.
4 years ago, yeah.
And Pete Sinfield with the lyrics.
That's
He
right.
used to work with King Crimson.
That's right,
Yeah. Good stuff there. I was told that you have a drum workshop that you're involved in, and if you could tell us about it, I'd appreciate it.
Well, I'm just kind of starting to put a thing together where I, promote Ludwig drums, and I travel around doing kind of clinics in different places, but I'm putting together a format at the moment. I'm still working on it, basically, but I've done a couple, and they're all starting to work out for me. Basically, I'm trying to put together some of the older material that I've done with John Lennon through Yes, and when I get more seriously into it, I'll get the 24 tracks and take the drums up and play live in the studio with them for people to watch.
Ooh, incredible. That's the closest thing to hands-on, I guess.
It's like playing with a band, but they're not there. It's just showing the up-and-coming drummers the kind of style and the technique for recording those kind of tracks.
That sounds like fun, especially if you're a drummer. That's going to come in real handy.
Okay.
To work with one of the real pros. We'll talk to someone in Omaha, Nebraska now. It's Lynn. She's listening to Z92. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, how you doing?
I idolize you and worship the ground you walk on.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Thank you.
Because of so many people idolize you, do you have any certain people that you idolize?
Yes, I like a lot of people in the business. The kind of drummers I like listening to myself are more technical type drummers. I mean, like Leonard White and people of his stature. And basically anybody that's into jazz fusion is the kind of drumming I like to listen to. Somebody that's always creating something new all the time.
Do you like hard jazz, like Tony Williams, people like that?
Yeah, I love Tony Williams, yeah. Fantastic drummer.
Thanks for the call, Lynn. We appreciate it. It's Heather's turn. She's in Atlanta, listening to 96 Rock. Hi, Heather.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
I've got two questions. I want to know what that was like, and I also want to know if you plan to perhaps work with other drummers in the future, perhaps, say, Phil Collins.
I just saw Phil when he was in concert here, actually. I mean, I'd love to get something together with Phil. I really enjoy playing with other drummers, because there's something about playing with another drummer that there's a fusion between them. If you can really click in, it's a fantastic feeling to play together. In fact, with Jim Keltner, I don't know whether you've heard that drummer. He's done lots of work around town. I played with Joe Cocker for about 2 months in Europe with him, and we had just a fantastic time. Complimented each other's styles all the time and bounced off each other and never overrunning each other or trying to outplay each other. Yes, I'd love to play with other drummers in the future. Who knows what will happen.
That double drum sound, when it's worked, has been magnificent.
Fantastic.
The Allman Brothers to Phil Collins and Chester Thompson.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Thanks, Heather. We'll talk to Tom now. WDIZ in Orlando is what Tom is listening to. You're on the Rockline.
Hi, Alan. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm pretty good. My question is, I'd like to know
what motivated the changes with your 90125 album? Would you say it was mostly Trevor Horn, or just an interest in a new sound with the band?
Well, we worked for about 8 months creating a new direction for, thinking about the band, yes, all of the time, but working with Trevor Rabin, that was, he was bringing songs in, and we were giving it a yesy kind of feel to it because of Chris and myself being the rhythm section. We felt it was time for a little bit slight change in direction, yet be as adventurous, I think we made the band a lot more modern sounding band, and the next album will be as adventurous again. So, it was inbuilt inside. It was time for a little bit of a change.
And there is a new Yes album forthcoming.
Yes, in fact, we just kind of finished up kind of rehearsing, and we're off to Europe to record it. And we've been rehearsing here in Los Angeles for 3 months.
Alan, I'm going to get a nasty letter from Heather if I don't let you answer the George Harrison part of her question.
That's right. Okay. Working with George Harrison was fantastic. Again, one thing about working with any of the Beatles is when any one of them is in a room with you and you're working with them, everything in the room revolves around that person because they were so magic in their time. And on a lot of those sessions on All Things Must Pass, in the room also was Eric Clapton and the Delaney and Bonnie Band. And as I say, 2 drummers, it was Jim Gordon and myself sometimes playing. And being in the studio with those kind of people is just fantastic. And go back and listen to, him singing, playing the guitar, and you playing the drums is I was pretty young at the time, and I really didn't realize what was happening until it all passed me. But as I say, I was in awe.
And now you look back and reflect and have a great memory, don't you?
Absolutely.
We'll have Stan Lynch from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers coming up a little bit later. We'll return with Alan White momentarily on Rockline. Our numbers are toll-free, 1-800-222-ROCK in the United States. In Canada, 1-800-344-ROCK. It's Rockline. It's Rockline. I'm Bob Coburn. We're with Alan White from Yes right now. One of the things that Alan has been discussing is his work with the Beatles, especially John Lennon, and this is Imagine on Rockline. Imagine by John Lennon on Rockline. My guest right now is Alan White. Stan Lynch from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Band will join us momentarily. We have another call from Alan. It's from Tulsa, Oklahoma this time. KMOD is our affiliate there. Paul, you're on the show.
Yeah, hi, Alan.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, fine. I was wondering, how come you made so many Leave It videos, like 18 of them or something?
I know, it's a bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just told us that's what they were going to do, and we thought it was so crazy we went along with them at the time, We did them all in a day, actually, in New York with the crazy Godley and Crane. What's the name of the other guy who does it? Forget his name.
I'm not sure. I just remember Godley and Crane.
That's how crazy a day it was. Anyway, we shot them all 18 in one day, got very tired, and were very crazy at the end and very drunk, I think.
Thanks for the call, Paul. We'll talk with Tom now. He's listening to WRIF, and of course that's in Detroit. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Alan. How you doing?
Fine, thanks.
I just want to tell you that you guys are great. I've got all your albums. I've been to just about every concert in Detroit. And I've got really one question for you. And that is, have you or do you consider on doing any solo projects?
Well, I think everybody in the band, has that kind of feeling in the back of their mind. The material that's not usable in Yes is kind of stored away on all these cassettes we have at home. And, I think eventually, once we get this album under our belt, everybody will start thinking about doing a few kind of solo ventures.
Can you give us a kind of a target date for the next Yes album? Just a hazard a guess, if you would.
Early next year, February, March, with luck.
With luck. No, how those things go sometimes.
No, we should be touring in the summer.
All right. Thank you for coming tonight, and thanks for doing the drum shop, or drum workshop. That's going to help a lot of drummers, a lot of players, and it's nice to see you and nice to have you here.
Looking forward to it.
Stan